What's up? What's up? What's up? Greetings from Studio Hex, where the sun is blazing in. Looks like we're live on all the platforms. I'm looking at all these wonderful people from a variety of platforms: Twitch, YouTube. I wonder if TikTok is working. I'll assume that it is because my man, Arc Sensor, aka Ross, I see some Facebook comments. Um, my man, Ross, and Jan and Banana are monitoring and helping me, and they will be texting me if there's a problem. So we'll assume all systems go. And I am seeing all these nice people. So I'm feeling very grateful that you guys logged on to join me. We were scrambling around to get things ready, but it's feeling good. So this is a big day for me, and really appreciate you guys being on there. I'll make eye contact. So yeah, this today marks the third installation of the moon themed trio of EPs. Of course, waxing nostalgic, full memories, and now waning time. This is a 4-song EP, and just I'm into Americana and retro sounds, and Ark and Jana are going to be, and Jenny are going to be cataloging. I tried to combine catalog and categorizing questions. If you guys have some questions, they're going to write them down, and I'll get to some of those at the end. But this is a listening party, so it's time to partay. You guys know I've always loved jazz, and as I reference Billie Holiday in the song 816, that was just a big part of my development. It was all the classic crooners, singers, from Sinatra to Chet Baker to Billie Holiday, and I love jazz, but there's this kind of small category of combining jazz and country, and Katie Lang does it very well. Madeline Peru does it very well. And so it's something that I wanted to explore. Just recently, I started another jazz standard done in this style. But today, I have Solitude, which is made famous by Billie Holiday, but Duke Ellington wrote the music, and a couple of dudes whose name I can't remember right now wrote the lyrics, but it's from the 40s, and it is a beautiful song. And a friend of mine, Brian Simpson, played pedal steel on there, and my man Kenny Feinstein from Water Tower played guitar on it. It's a very sparse reading of Billie Holiday's Solitude. So, without further ado, hopefully everything's going to work fine. I'm going to click to a scene that is going to play the lyric video so you can hear the music while reading the words. And this first one is I made the video, which was picking old footage, and my daughter Echo put up the lyrics. She's really good with computers. Some of the videos that we're going to play are a little bit more customized for the song. But anyway, without further ado, this is the first song off Waning Time, and it's my cover of Billie Holiday's Solitude. Enjoy. In my solitude, you haunt me with reverie of days gone by. In my solitude, you taunt me with memories that never die. I sit in my chair, filled with despair. There's no one could be so sad. With gloom everywhere, I sit and I stare. I know I'll soon go mad in my solitude. I'm praying, dear Lord above, send back my love. I sit in my chair, filled with despair. There's no one could be so sad. With gloom everywhere, I sit and I stare. I know I'll soon go mad in my solitude. I'm praying, dear Lord above, send back my love. And we're back. Thank you for all the nice comments. And they were pretty much all nice. So thank you for that. Keeping it on the positive. I just want to address some things that I read. I do play pedal steel, but not that well. I needed someone better. So like I said, it was Brian Simpson playing on there. And yeah, I love Billy. And I performed that in the park on Monday night with my boys from Water Tower. And then we moved over to this bar, and maybe a couple of you were there. But someone mentioned getting out of my comfort zone. I am very, very into that, because your comfort zone can be a prison in ways if you just stay within what's safe. So creatively, personally, socially, it's important to get outside of your comfort zone. And, they make it pretty comfortable for us in 311. So to just be like super stripped down was a exciting challenge. And to get into really sparse music makes it feels vulnerable. And that's what this whole trilogy of EPs is about, is just getting very intimate. And I'm going to take that a little further with this next song. It's called Lost Counting. And one of the things that a good friend of mine said about bluegrass is that a lot of times the chords are major, so it sounds happy on the surface, but a lot of the lyrics are kind of sad. There's nostalgia, and there's this whole sort of world of like classic 60s country music where you write songs about being a screw up, but it's kind of done in a playful way. So this song called Lost Counting is like that. And the times where I was not very accountable will always have left a big mark on me. So with songs like Lonely Existence, there's at least one addiction song on each of the EPs. Careless on the second EP, and on this one it's Lost Counting, and just putting me back in the time of being a screw up. But it's not a totally depressing song. There's some kind of funny lyrics about math in there. So this song was written on a baritone acoustic. It's in the other room over there, which is like an acoustic guitar, but it's big and it has lower strings. I did play pedal steel, I think, on this one. And Kenny from Water Tower helped me out with some fiddle. So this is probably the countryest song of this collection. And without further ado, from Waning Time, here's the second track called Lost Counting. You counted on me, but I've lost counting. Could you be happy if you subtract me? One by one the days keep coming, and they all just seem to mean nothing to me. I tell you, I know you need someone, but I just can't, 'cause I'm on one again. And when it begins, it never, ever ends. When you count on me, problems multiplying. They keep on adding, and the math's not mathing. Every night I make a promise to get it right, but just I'm a mess. I tell you, I know you need someone, but I just can't 'cause I'm on one again. And when it begins, it never, ever ends. You counted on me, but I've lost counting. You counted on me, but I've lost counting. And we're back. Thank you. Fun little song there. Tennessee Girl. Saw that comment. And that was something that I really realized, that my dad is from Wisconsin. I was born in Wisconsin. But the other half of my family, my mom was born in Nashville. My grandma and grandpa, Lofton and Jesse, I'm named after Lofton, are from Tennessee. And so when we played at the Ryman Auditorium, which was the original home of Grand Ole Opry, I talked about my grandpa Lofton because he was born right by there, and my mom was born right by there, and he would have been really impressed that I made it to the Ryman. But so, this, if you saw in the 1978 video, my great Aunt Margaret, which was my grandma Jessie's sister, was a kindergarten teacher with the big bouffant hair, and she played the auto harp like I demonstrated on Instagram. So it's just, at some point, you got to explore your roots, because it helped make you who you are. And that's one thing that Joe Strummer told me when we hung out. He was like, you're going to want to know your family tree, your stories. It's what made you. So songs like this one are paying homage to my mom's side of the family. Drink from the well, but don't forget who dug it. Okay, I'll go with that. Insane Pig Mask. Who would have thought that you would get words of wisdom from somebody named Insane Pig Mask? And then you guys were asking about the backing vocals. A guy named Brasco helped me with that song, and he sang backing vocals. And he also, I got a lot of nice comments on the backing vocals to Work of Fiction from the first EP. And so he wrote that with me and sang backing vocals on that too. So shout out to Brasco. He's a good writer, but he didn't call me back last time I called him. So Brasco, if you're watching, you owe me. All right. So that was a kind of a fun little jaunt, and now we're going to get heavy. As I indicated, I made a video about this song yesterday. I knew I was going to be uncomfortable and squirmy when it was time to talk about it, but that's exactly why I needed to go there. And as this book called Saved by a Song by Mary Gaucher, really, her whole thing is about going into the dark caves for healing, for sharing. I love the expression that a problem shared is a problem halved. So to go into painful subjects is really important, and especially for me, because as I indicate, like what was the song? and make it rough. I was so good at pretending and denying when things bothered me. And that's a defense mechanism to, what are you talking about? I'm fine. And so, um, when my brother Patrick passed away, um, it'll be a decade in at this Thanksgiving, which I didn't realize had been that long, but I called my mom about it a few days ago to get the timeline. And yeah, it's almost 10 years now. And the first time I even like mentioned it publicly was like when his photo came up during the Wish You Were Here um, montage that we did at 311 Day, when we did the in memoriam section, and we had like, we'd lost Chester from Lincoln Park, and a bunch of other people. So we had his photo on there, and everyone was like, "Who is that other person there?" So Patrick is my half brother, but he's my brother, and so my mom had boys every 8 years, and my Zach is 8 years younger, and then Patrick is 8 years younger than that. So we didn't have a ton of time together because I moved out when I was 17. He was 1 year old. But, there was plenty of times that we did have together. And I think the photo that was used in the in memoriam section when we did the Wish You Were Here thing was him with bleached hair and a 311 shirt. So there was, a lot of connection. I was his big brother. And just like his older brother, he had a taste for, I don't think it was as much the booze as the drugs. Like he liked to, of course, it started with weed, and but he got into a lot of trouble, and this was really for me at a time when, so I quit drinking 18 years ago, 2006. And after that is when he started to like really get into trouble, jail and things. And so, and he would go to like a rehab or something, but he wasn't having it. So this song, I Am Open, that I'm about to play is about putting myself back in that time before he passed away, of trying to share with him that being sober can actually be awesome, that all the best stuff in life is still available to you, but you gotta replace the solution that drugs had become for you. You got to replace it with something else, and that's what recovery is about. And so I had somebody make a drawing video of it, and I used his likeness and my likeness in it. And at the end of this song, I just go into a guitar solo because at a certain point the words can't even, manage. So, music speaks when words fail. So it ends with kind of a long guitar solo. And yeah, this song is called I Am Open, because what I was saying was that I am open to, please join me in the world of sobriety, if you will, and putting myself back in that mindset. So here it is. I am open. Seeing you everywhere, wishing that you could care. Realize that I'm right here, and I'm open, I am open, but I can't stop the door from closing. I'm open, here's to hoping that I can keep you going. And I'm open, I am open, but I can't stop the door from closing. I'm open, here's to hoping. The time I gave you my guitar, I hoped and prayed to take you far. You traded it to get you high. I just felt like I had to try. And I'm open, I am open, but I can't stop the door from closing. I'm open, here's to open, that I can keep you going. And I'm open, I am open, but I can't stop the door from closing. I'm open, here's to open. And we're back. Thanks, you guys. Um, those comments touched me, and yeah, it's just whose life hasn't been touched by these kind of issues. So, um, a problem shared is a problem halved. Um, so, thank you guys for being open to experiencing that with me, because it has been really healing to, um, we have an expression that you're only as sick as your secrets. And this most wonderful book that I'm just finishing, called The Happiness Hypothesis, talks about there's actual scientific proof that you're only as sick as your secrets, meaning that you will get sick if you're keeping secrets, and that actual studies show that if you share something that's troubling to you, you are less likely to get physically sick. It's not just an expression of being mentally sick. You have to get things out, or you will not live long, because you have to. Happy people live long, and sharing what's going on and staying connected is just really a crucial part of both mental and physical health. So, yeah, The Happiness Hypothesis, it's a great book. I'm getting so much from it. It's like confirming so much of what I believe, but with scientific data. But anyway, thank you guys for all those wonderful comments. And now I'll answer some questions at the end. I'm trying to think if there was any. I had a guy over to play piano on there, Nick Rosen, who, if I mentioned that there was some gateways to getting into this kind of Americana sound. One of them was Faye Webster that I heard from my kids, and it was like this really organic, warm, produced indie songs, and the pedal steel and the piano on there. And I got in touch with her producer, who came over and recorded that song with me. His name's Drew Vandenberg. Shout out to you, Drew, if you happen to be watching. And he brought Nick Rosen, who is Faye Webster's piano player, and he sat down there and played that piano. And yeah, it's pretty much just like piano, and then me. Was it program drums? I think that was program drums but just a lot of guitar work, and that meowing sound of the envelope filter just really fit what I was trying to express at that time. So I saw some people say that they're, screen recording, and that's cool, but this will all be uploaded shortly. It's just a couple hours away until these songs will be on all streaming platforms, and the videos will be on YouTube, etc. So please feel free to share them with people. And now for something lighter, I always like to say now for something completely different, a very simple, whimsical love song, ending on an up note. I played a song for Chad Sexton the other day, and he was like, I really like that you're singing about love more openly on this demo of not one of these songs, but a different song. And I just think that love is a higher power, and both on the personal level of romantic, but also, of course, just as a force of doing good and being of service in the world. But this song is about just this simple writing somebody a love song, and it's called I'd Like to Write You. And shout out to Gentle Giant, Anthony. He's helped me with so much of this stuff. And while we were in Flagstaff the other day, we made a little music video for it, and Echo helped me with putting the lyrics over it. So the closing track, very sparse song on Waning Time, is this one called I'd Like to Write You. I'd like to write you a love song, 'cause nothing's really going wrong, not today. Keep it right here where we belong. I'm hoping that this could go on forever. I've done so much traveling and so much unraveling, and you put me magically back together. There's something unexpected, no one could have ever guessed it. It's nothing second best, it's all time. I like to write you a love song, 'cause nothing's really going wrong, not today. Keep it right here where we belong. And I'm hoping that this could go on forever. Seems that I ran out of road, I always find my way home. I'll never leave you alone for too long. 'Cause when you know, yeah, you know, and I will not let you go. So I had to write it down for all time. I'd like to write you a love song, 'cause nothing's really going wrong. Not today. Keep it right here where we belong. And I'm hoping that this could go on forever. And we're back. Thank you guys for the comments. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting this. Um, this is a fun side project for me to explore more, um, more intimate themes. Um, but I can see that this is opening up like a whole new kind of creativity thing that I think will, um, like just getting really vulnerable about lyrics is just something that will um, help in writing, help people relate. So it's it's been nice to have this project to just really super focus on that. And you know, 311 is always our life's work, our main focus. And so thank you guys for indulging me on this um, side project. And as mentioned, we're going to go out and tour on it. Me and the boys from Water Tower, they're going to be backing me up. They're going to do a set, and then they're going to join me just like we did in the park the other day. And that's the tour dates. They're out. Yep, it's on nickhexum.com. I'll be on tour through August with 311, getting next Friday, starting in Yamava, starting in Palm Desert, and then going up the coast, and then in September doing this solo tour. So please join me if you can. Besides the LA Troubadour show, the rest is East Coast. And it's going to be fun and super stripped down. We don't even like plug in. We just crowd around one mic, which is very different. But yes, land snorkeling, just walking around and being really, really present, taking in the sights and the sounds and the smells and touching things is it's a portal to the present moment when you use your senses. We all hear about being in the moment, but how do you do that? You use your senses. So that's what I was doing, and I was wandering around in the forest in Flagstaff, and then I was like, Gentle Giant, come shoot some footage with me. So thank you for helping me with that, Anthony. And I see some questions that Ross, aka Arc Sensor, has relayed to me. I'll address a few of them. The difference between the songwriting process with this solo versus 311. I think that's what I was kind of alluding to earlier, that this focus on getting more into vulnerability is something that I'll take with me on all songwriting. So it's not like now move away from that with, future songs. So, but I needed to go into like this kind of side project mode to just really get into that. And then now I think it's something that I'll continue to explore. So, and somebody asked a little later, like, as you look back at your career, voices change a bit over time. When do you feel like you liked your voice the most? My voice gets deeper as time goes on. That's just something that happens. But somehow, because I've learned different singing techniques, I've learned to expand my range. So there was a time like in my early 30s when I was singing wrong and I was like pulling on my voice and I needed to go ask for help and learn a better singing technique. But I've managed even here in my 50s to get my voice bigger. So the point is that I I'd like to think I'm getting better at whether it's songwriting or singing or whatever. And I know it's a little harder when an artist gets older to get people to pay attention and hear it with the same open mind that they had when you were younger. But it doesn't mean that it's impossible. So I'd like to think that my songwriting and singing is getting a little better. Um, how long have I been working with Water Tower? Um, just like a year. Um, I contacted Kinney to give me mandolin lessons because he's a really good teacher. And then we just started collaborating on these different, on all this Americana stuff. He gave me some banjo lessons as well. And let's see. There was all these questions, but they disappeared. I don't know why, Ross, your some of your texts disappeared, but I see most of them here. You must be editing them. So, what was the first song I wrote and recorded? It was called "Let's Party," which for a 13-year-old, that was my mindset. Let's party. Yep, I could probably sing it, but I'm not going to. Um, Shout out to J Two Tone. Um, and on the subject of books like the Happiness Hypothesis, I'm starting to think about sharing what I've learned in the form of a memoir. That's all I'm going to say. I'm starting to think about that. Wheels are turning a little bit, but I'm quite full of endeavors right now. But that is something that is on my bucket list. And no, the 25 songs in 2025, I don't think I'm going to quite make it there. I will say that there is vinyl planned. And I do have some more songs. I don't know if I'll make 25 and 25, but definitely put out a lot of music. Yes, someone asked, do I plan to experiment with more instruments? Always. There's just like a never ending thing to explore. Somebody send me a video of like a banjo bass. There's all this cool stuff. Not to mention the automaton. Yes, I did use that on a demo intended for 311. Because why not? He deleted the song. The questions that I already answered. So, yes, it was very Haunted Mansion. It sounds like a theremin, which I also do have. I've used those on the 311 songs before. And when I worked with Pepper and produced them, I was like, please let me add this to a Pepper song. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, I think that covers everything that I wanted to say. But the most important thing to say is thank you. I really appreciate, like I said, indulging this side project. And please save the music to your streaming platform of choice. Save it, put it on a playlist, and most important, listen to it with an open mind. I would be grateful, and just really excited to. This is really nice. We've never had like a 2 week break in the middle of tour, so being home to have some summertime with my wife and kids is fantastic. But looking forward to more shows starting next Friday. And then the solo shows, which are going to be totally different. No crew, just me and the other musicians. That's it. So super self-serve, and I'll be hanging out and high-fiving people and all that. So join me if you care to. And thank you guys for popping in. My chat just, oh, there it is. See you in Saratoga. See you in all those places. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jenica. I'm going to go and read all these comments now. Thank you to the Home Row homies. Thank you to the Excitables. Thank you to my backing band in Water Tower. Thank you to my bandmates in 311 and the community that we have and the little sub communities. I just love to see it. All about bringing people together. All right? So much love. Stay positive. Love your life. And tune in an hour and 15 minutes. No, longer than that. 2 hours and 15 minutes to all streaming platforms to hear these songs recorded. And thank you guys again for joining me. Take care. Here comes the theme song.